Right. Good morning, Yemi. How are you today?
I'm very well. Good evening from here in Nairobi.
Right. I know, 7 hours ahead. Yeah. Thank you for joining me on Paris Pursue. I really appreciate your time because I know it's a busy day. It's afternoon in Nairobi at the moment. I know there are orders running in Tommy's kitchen, right?
Yeah.
So let's just roll it. So I remember you very well for your extraordinary singing abilities. Do you still sing?
Oh, yes, I do. There are some things that don't leave you.
Mhm.
There are some things that are very difficult to just let go. For me, singing is that thing that, or music generally, is that thing that I don't know how to let go.
Mm, awesome. Uh, so I know it's been at least 2 decades since we last reconnected, well, until last week. What have you been up to? 20 years.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah. What have you been up to? What have you been doing? I know you were with Power Talk, Nairobi and Nigeria for a little bit. What was that about?
Yes, in 2002 thereabout, I joined Power Talks. It's a business consulting firm. They were in Lagos and Victoria Island, and in 2005, I came to join the Nairobi branch to set up the Nairobi branch in Kenya, and then I worked with them as business development and manager, and it was an interesting journey. 2010, I went back to Nigeria, and then I decided that I was going. It wasn't planned. It was something that happened, and then I got to Nigeria. I remember that it was in the plane when I was going to Nigeria. I read an article at the in the plane, and it was Nigeria, a country richer than oil,
Mm.
and it haunted me. I got to Nigeria and I met the guy that came to pick me was a friend of mine who had been wanting to get out of Nigeria. All I know, I've always known him to want to get out of Nigeria, but Cotonou he did not go to Cotonou, and he was doing well. And then I remember the article I read in on the plane, and in fact I remember taking that magazine. Until today, I have that magazine with me. And I thought it just kept haunting me that there's a lot in Nigeria than just the giants of Africa, they have crude oil, and everybody I met out of Nigeria always tell me that, boy, you guys have crude oil, you guys have crude oil, um, and then I started a whole lot of things. I said a lot of things. We started from publishing a magazine that said my Niger reaches beyond oil, and which was kind of related to that article. And I remember that I decided that I was going to interview any young Nigeria that was making progress, that was doing something apart from oil and gas in Nigeria, and was making at least whatever it is, at least a revenue
Mm.
or a profit of 150,000 every month. I wanted to know what they're doing and then tell to the other people. And I remember that we published that magazine and then we distributed in 7 states in Nigeria. And then we also distributed out of Nigeria to Europe, that magazine. And we did well. Did some other things after that. We started Creative Genius, where basically looking out for secondary school students, um, training them. We had these things that we're doing because we believe that we found that in a long rate and requires where I was staying, that less than 30% of the students that graduate or finish secondary school would get into the university in their first 3 years after secondary school. Less than 30. So I wondered what were the 70%, over 70% doing for 3 years. So we thought that if we engage them before they leave secondary school into skill, by the time they get out of secondary school, it will limit the chances of them getting into political thuggery and all of those things. And then at least for 3 years, while they're trying to get into the university, they have something that they know how to do. So that was what Creative Genius was all about. We signed an agreement then with the Ministry of Education in Kwara State, and we went to 16 local governments in Kwara State to do that, establish that. It was a lot of challenge. We had a lot of challenge. We're working with youth corpers and all that, and the artisans. And
Okay.
I mean, it was a whole lot.
Looks like you did something similar to that with the Ondo State government also.
Yes, so we did. We had that was the thing that really started it. So I got into Nigeria, and then I thought that I needed a platform where we can engage with young people. So we had a all youth conference in Ondo State that brought about secondary school students, university students, and corpers in Ondo State. It was in conjunction with the then His Excellency Mimiko, Dr. Mimiko, and then we had that 4 days event where Philanthropy was present. We had Microsoft, we had all sorts of Etisalat, and a whole lot of other companies that partnered with us to have that event. It was really engaging, and it was really an eye-opener to know how many young people in Ondo State then that were productive. And that was the start. It was actually the first of its kind because we had secondary school students, university students, corpers, and just newly graduated students and young people in that hall for 4 days. It was 4 days, yes.
Let me preempt myself because I was going to ask you these questions further into this chat. You know, you've related, engaged, and worked with young people across Africa, Nigeria, and I know you've interacted with people across Africa. And you've done trainings and all of that. Would you say the knowledge gap is scary? How much are they aware, other than going through the four walls of institutions and learning maths, English, and all the what likes? Are they aware? I know you did training on how to, acquire skills. Is it worrisome or it's not that
bad? I must confess to you that Africa is changing. That we have to really appreciate. It was not like before. People are getting enlightened. When you talk about startups, for instance, you're talking about Singapore, Israel, and Africans are really coming up there. There must be something that they're doing. There are a lot of innovative ideas that are coming up now. We were not like this. We are getting better. So a lot of people have been enlightened, and a lot of people are coming up with initiatives that are beginning to open the minds of people. All that said, I have to really say that sometimes poverty has also been a big large chunk of the reason why the development is a bit slow. So there's still a lot to be done. Unfortunately, the political system in Africa is also another thing where the leaders and the political the political leadership have a way of trying to, I would say, just hide some things from a lot of people. So their greed is forming a whole lot of causing a lot of instability in growth, where education is affected. So you see that a lot of young people that are doing well are doing so because they have decided they're going to break barriers. They're going to forcefully break. It takes a lot more for a young person that do well in Africa. It takes a lot more energy, as it is, or unlike a lot of other places in the developed world. There's a lot. You have to struggle, and sometimes some people want to struggle, but because they feel that it's too much, they give up on the way because we're human. So those are the things that I've realized. But on the average, a lot of young people in Africa really want to survive. They want to do well.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if
So
that answered the question.
yeah, it did. As a matter of fact, you made it pretty clear, and I like your response to that. Would you say you are a serial entrepreneur?
Yeah, I just don't know how to sit down.
Do
Because once
yeah.
I believe that um, life is about creating opportunities and trying to solve problems.
Mm.
Well, I don't know how people see problems, see issues, and keep quiet. I can't see a problem and just take my eyes off it. So so that is in me ordinarily. So because the fact that in life, when you see there's a problem and you create a solution, then there's a value. And then when value comes, then there's exchange of money sometimes, or most times. So I like to solve problems. I see problems. So I try to see how can I do what's the best thing I can do, apply to something and all that. So I think that's number one what it is. And I just like things working. And I like to make money too.
Yeah, you know. Well, I know that now you're on to another amazing business,
Yeah.
some sort of cloud kitchen, Tommy's Kitchen. Tell me about it.
Tommy's Kitchen.
Yeah.
So Tommy's Kitchen is an idea that came into mind when myself and my wife and my children, my family relocated from Nigeria back to Kenya in 2019. So when we got here, we realized that I just thought to myself, you see, apart from Nigerians dressing well, we have nice fabric, we have nice way of blending things, colors, and we just want to, want to party. There's nothing like a Lagos party kind
Right.
of.
The
Apart from
energy.
that, yeah. So we
Hmm.
like to look our best. We like to do that. But I realized that, see, apart from that, we have food,
Mm.
and food is is a culture in Nigeria, and it's a culture that needs and should be exported. So basically, and then what that was one side. The other side was that my first daughter just loved the kitchen.
Mm.
Um, I remember when she was growing, I thought I was like, oh my God, what's this? I have a problem. Every child I know, every baby, every child I know would want to watch a cartoon or TV, but she just grew in love with the kitchen that literally the mom would tell her, get out of kitchen, go watch the TV and all that. So I started noticing that, man, this girl likes kitchen. Maybe we can start something. And then maybe by the time she's 15 or 18, we can send her to a cooking school or something. So we said, and her name is Tommy Lover. So that's why there's Tommy's Kitchen. And then I thought to myself, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have um, a replica of the Chinese restaurants in in Nigerian fashion. So the plan with Tommy's Kitchen is to open um, Tommy's Kitchen in every African country apart from Nigeria that we can. That's one. But apart from that, what we want to do is that we don't want to open a regular restaurant because we believe that the regular restaurants is soon phasing out.
Mm.
A lot of people want to sit down in their home, order their food, make it hot as that they are serving it from the kitchen, get it on the doorstep, and so that's one of the things that we're doing with Tommy's Kitchen. So it's a cloud kitchen. Nobody knows where the kitchen is. They just order food. We're on Uber, we're on Jumia, we're on Glovo, we're on Gconi, we're on Safe Border Eats. And then we're also you can order from the Facebook, from our Facebook page and Instagram, and then basically our WhatsApp groups or WhatsApp. Um, and then you order, we deliver it. We have riders around the town. We deliver every and anywhere in Nairobi. So we believe that by God's grace, in the next 2 years, we will be able to replicate that in Mombasa, in Kenya, and then hopefully, as the year comes, by the next 5 years, we'll be in some countries in Africa, apart from Nigeria.
Yeah, so because my next question would have been why Nigerian food only? Because maybe my business mind was saying, oh, why Nigerian food only? But you mentioned how you wanted to replicate the kind of the Chinese culture of food. That's what you're trying to do, right?
Yes, with Nigerian food, we have over 300 tribes in Nigeria, and each tribe has hundreds of food. We cannot finish it. So try to say African food, let's forget about it. By the time we start Nigerian food, we can't even finish it. And there's a lot. And you know what? Every meal is colorful. I mean, recently we do abula. Abula, it's like I say, the trail that you can never miss, go wrong.
Right.
It's a vegetable that is blended and it's dry, it's green. My children call it green soup. So ewedu, and then there's the egbegiri, which is from the beans, which is yellow, and then the stew. So my children say it's 3 stew.
Right.
Red, yellow, and green. And then you put it on amala. It's a combination. I mean, that's every meal in Nigeria. I can categorically say that every meal in Nigeria is colorful. It has a soul.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't even finish cooking all the meal in Nigeria. So let's leave Africa. Let's focus on that. And then there's a story around every meal.
Yeah. For instance, I can tell you a story about my weekend. It was Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. And we decided, normally every Thanksgiving, you know, when I meet up with some of my family members here, we just cook the regular. We decided that, you know what, we were going to do a traditional Nigerian food. And, you know, amazingly, it was amala and abula that we did. And, you know, we had guys who are Nigerian Canadian who came around who had never tasted amala. And imagine as in anabula, you know, that entire mixture. It was the thing about Nigerian cuisine also is that it's tastiness. It's so tasty, the spice. You
are giving me an idea, Iyola.
Right.
And I'm going to 30 days of Christmas in December. 30 days, or is it 31 days of Christmas? So we're going to do a Nigerian star dish every day of Christmas. Of every day in December. We are going to have a Nigerian meal, a star dish. We're going to have other things, but star dish for 31 days.
Amazing. You almost drawing me into Kenya or to Nairobi. Wow, amazing. How large is the Nigerian community in Nairobi or in Kenya generally?
Oh, it's a large community, I must say. You know, like the saying, 200 million Nigerians is no joke. You know, I didn't know how large we were until some weeks ago when I went somewhere and I went to buy some food stuff. And the guy told me that there's a lot of people in Nairobi that I don't even have an idea. And he said to me that if I give him 10 minutes, it would gather 100 people. And I'm like, whoa. You know, because I have more Kenyans buying the meals than Nigerians. So I told him, I said, that means I have work to do. I have to dish out. I have to look for how to penetrate into the Nigerian community here. Because I know that, I mean, if you know, most Nigerians, when they're out, what they're looking for, and I don't know why, is a Nigerian food. You've eaten it all your life and then you leave the country and you're still looking for it.
I don't know. I'm very adventurous with food. I want to try new things.
And then I met that guy, that there was an Igbo boy who said he just loves to drink gari with you know, so I think it's like that. So there's a lot of Nigerians out here in Kenya.
Wow, okay. So I know you've done business right now, you know, in Nigeria and Kenya, at least primarily. You know, what's the difference talking about doing business across the continent in a place like Nigeria and Kenya?
There are lots, by the way. One is that in Nigeria, we have to give to Nigerians. There are a lot of innovations. Everybody is trying to struggle to do things and all that. So there's new things coming up every day. Yeah, you see this abroad, you bring it down to Nigeria and all that. That's one for Nigeria. The other thing is that, unfortunately, is that the fact that we have constant, almost, I can literally say we have 98% constant light at least in Nairobi, and that's the case in almost every part of Kenya, if not everywhere.
You're talking about electricity.
Electricity, yes.
Yeah.
Power, yeah, electricity. So power is constant here. It makes it easy for you to do business. I told some people, I was talking to some people last weekend, and I said that if power in Nigeria can work, the Nigerian productivity will increase by 60%. Just because of power. Forget SARS. Let's say there's SARS. There's SARS, they are doing their problem, they are doing their brutality and everything. If power alone does well, I believe, and I'm talking on facts, statistics, things that have been put to place, figures put together. Nigeria productivity would increase by 60%. One of the things I've experienced moving to Kenya is that if I was running the cloud kitchen in Nigeria, I would have been using almost 70% of my income, on my revenue, on power, on running a generator.
Yeah.
So here, I don't have that problem. I have a freezer, I have a fridge, everything is running. I can store things. I have a lot. I can buy things in bulk and then because of that, my costs of running stuff has reduced drastically. So that is a big chunk. That's one. The other thing is that innovation, technology here, it's kind of improved, and I'll tell you why. I still feel that it has to do with constant power. I don't know. Yeah. So, and then apart from that, there's a lot of influx of startup investments. So there's because also politically, Kenya is more stable.
Yeah.
So people are more, investors are more, they believe more. They are almost like they are.
You know what? Let me take you back to the point you made before. You talked about stability in governance. You talked about technology. And I know that, for instance, you had done conferences in Nigeria whereby, or you had your project, which we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes, the hub. You know, how did technology make, when you were running the hub in Kenya, I don't know if you're running it right now, but how will technology make a difference? You know, I know internet is something you can't do without when you're doing things like that.
Yeah. So basically, which is where I was going. So there's because of the stability politically, there are a lot of influx of investments, which is encouraging technology. It's encouraging innovation. So people are coming up with ideas and a whole lot of ideas, and that is encouraging technology. Secondly, the president is literally pushing innovation and technology. It's obviously pushing it. So that is there. So there are different hubs in Nairobi that are doing well, that people are getting in funding. There's a lot of funding for technology and technology related ideas. So those are the things that are pushing and making things work better. Those are the things I've seen. Another thing is, for instance, like we talked about the other day, with the M-Pesa. M-Pesa is another fantastic technology that is working and is making a whole lot of things working, like in Kenya, for instance. So there's every business, no matter how small you are, you can open a business account on M-Pesa that your customers can pay you without commission.
Yeah, let me just hold it right there. For those who don't know what M-Pesa is, what is M-Pesa?
Okay, so M-Pesa is a mobile money. And this M-Pesa, Pesa in Swahili is money. So mobile money. So it's a situation where you can literally run your bank on your mobile phone. So people can pay into your account. You can buy things. You can go to the store, buy stuff, and then literally just pay from your mobile phone. And it works like text message on your phone. So you don't need internet on your phone to make that work. You can, you literally, it's just a USSR, USSD, an application. So then I think the most fantastic thing that has happened with M-Pesa recently is the fact that for every business. You can open something called Lipa na M-Pesa. That means pay your bill through M-Pesa. So you can pay, so customers can pay to your account for goods and services without them being charged. And then when they charge you, it's just like 1% or something. So it's easy money, easy. You can literally, I mean, for instance, I've not handled paper money in the last 7 months, and I don't need to. Everything I want to buy, up to the point where I want to buy a pencil for my kids, I can pay through M-Pesa. And that has helped business. That's for one, that is a big thumbs up for Kenya, where financial, where running a business is concerned.
You know, I know.
So those are the things that I've noticed.
Yeah, and the amazing thing, you know, I was watching a CNN report recently. I think it was a 2018 report when on Quest Meets Business, Richard Quest, and was talking about how the most interesting thing for me with M-Pesa is how it goes all the way down to the bottom of the pyramid. So it doesn't require internet. It's a network. The network carries it. So you're carrying money around in text message format, so much so that the so-called informal sector of African economy is, I think as of the last count, it's been a business that was over 10 billion, at least as far back as the 2018 report that I read. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Anyway, so
last year, I remember that for the first 6 months last year, Safaricom made a profit of 31 billion shillings for 6 months.
Wow.
And $1 is $1 is 100 shillings.
Really? Wow. So let's talk about your current project, the Zone Incubation. Yeah. What's this all about?
So the Zone Incubation is something that came up from the passion. Like I said, I just see problems and then I try to see how I can create a solution to it. I looked at it and thought, you see, Africa population is increasing exponentially. And if care is not taken, very soon, there would be so much unemployment in Africa. And unfortunately, by statistics, the expectancy rates in Africa is also reducing. So we would have a lot of young people ages 18 to 35 who are vibrant, who have nothing to do, who have no work, who have no job and everything. So from that, I thought to myself, if we begin to encourage enterprise at that early stage, if we begin to encourage someone that has an idea to go into enterprise, or you have an idea, will push such people to creating that idea. And it's as simple as saying that we're not saying that we need to create people with billions. Mm-hmm. So basically what we're saying is that we have young people who have, sorry, is there a way we can pause this?
Oh yeah, sure. That's why we're not recording. That's why we're not.
Okay, I don't know where I was. I was talking about.
You're talking about yeah. I think I had a question about the Zone Incubation, and you were at a place where you were trying to make a point of how Africa is increasing exponentially, and if care is not taken yet.
Well, if care is not taken, we found out that there will be a lot of young people who are agile, strong, and have no job. So what we are doing with the Zone Incubation, virtual incubation, is that we are encouraging 4 things. We're doing 4 things. But before I get into the 4 things that we're doing, this started because I just left my incubation center in Nigeria and I was trying to redo it, and I was running it from here, between here and Nigeria. And I thought to myself, if I'm able to run my incubation center from Nigeria, from Nairobi in Nigeria, why can't I do the same to Mozambique or Namibia or South Africa? So what we did is, and with COVID, we realized that a whole lot of meeting, everything has turned to virtual. I mean, I'm talking to you now, you're in Canada, and we are having a conversation and almost uninterrupted. And so I thought we can do this across Africa. So because of that, we're able to now we're able to engage a lot of people. We have been able to engage people in Mozambique, in Malawi, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, and in Nigeria. And then the number is increasing. So basically, what we do is, one, we mentor. So we have a lot of young people who also in themselves are doing well. For instance, there's someone I interviewed recently who is 21, who started his refinery and was able to raise a $1.3 billion. There's another young person in South Africa who is into entertainment and all that. And so these guys, we are hoping that we will be able to do some form of mentorship. A lot of other young people will be able to mentor them. They will be able to mentor a lot of young people. That's one. But more importantly is what we call accountability. There are a lot of young people who have this idea. They want to do this thing. They want to do that. They stand up today, tomorrow they fall, and then they are not, because nobody is accountable to them, and they're not necessarily making anything. So they feel that, I can run this business in 6 months, and the next 6 months I'm out of it. I try something else. So what we have done is that we're able to have templates, that monthly performance review, where we review their goals and their targets with them, and every month. And we want to do that for 18 months. And by the time we've been able to do that for 18 months with proper mentorship, we know that we will be able to find investors for them. Maybe locally, because one of the things that we have been looking at into, a lot of people are looking into more money from Silicon Valley, from abroad, from America. And there are a lot of rich people in Africa who can invest into this, who can do a lot of angel investors and venture capitalists and all that. So if we are able to check, if they're able to see a record of 18 months or more, they should be able to say, we want to invest this, we want to invest that. So those are the things. So accountability, mentorship, investments, funding, and then of course, fourthly is training. So we also in this period we have a lot of trainers that we have spoken to who are ready to do almost next to nothing, charge almost next to nothing to train people, especially because it's going to be done virtually. It's a number thing, so they are ready to do almost 90% discount for us.
Amazing. You talked about these African, our population in Africa, the way it's going exponentially. I know that there's a United Nations report that talks about the fact that by 2025, Africa is going to, have the largest working age, talking about the workforce in Africa. And the problem is that it's a two-sided thing. It's a two-way thing. It's either it becomes an humanitarian crisis, like you had mentioned, whereby we have almost a billion people in the African workforce without jobs, or that is our way to a success story that has never been heard about. What do you think? How do you think we can leverage these numbers?
One of the ways we can leverage the number is obviously, like before I used to be really mad at the fact that Nigerians are traveling abroad and we're exporting our talents and young minds. So we will remain in Nigeria and all that. So I thought, you know what? Now I feel I see it in a better perspective. It's an export that we're doing. So we're exporting these people. And then I don't know how many, but categorically how much it is. I hear that there's some figures which I can't really say per se right now, where Western Union is as reported as money coming into Africa. So these people, this challenge that we're exporting, have a way of sending back money back home. This is one of the things I think that we can harness this. If the government puts into place proper infrastructure with this funding that comes back into Africa. That's one. The other thing is the fact that with trainings available, and with trainings, one, so training is another thing. So when they are properly trained, it's a plus for Africa. The third thing is that, which is what I've said earlier on, entrepreneurs that have made it in Africa, rich people in Africa, politicians, some of the people that have made their money from exploiting the nation, they should begin to see how they can put back money into these young minds as a way of venture capitalism and investing. And you see, it's a win-win. Yeah. You have this fund, instead of taking it abroad into Swiss accounts and all these other things, if you put it into these ideas, into these innovations in Africa, in your country, at the end of the day, it's a benefit for you as a big man, the rich guy. And then obviously there's a lot going to happen with the economy. And then these young people are able to be stable. And then we will not have all this running around, SARS today, this one carrying this riot today and all these things. I mean, and recently I told someone something. I said, the Big Brother Nigeria, Big Brother Nigeria, I don't know, maybe you heard about it. BBN, of 900 million votes. Yes, give or take. Some people say that that was not all voting text messages. Let's say, and I tell you, okay, fine. Let's imagine that it was only 30% of 900 million that was from text messages, which obviously is much more than that. To see young Nigerians are able to do that, and then so much energy was put into that show. And I told some people were like, why would young people do this? They don't have time to do this and all that. I told them, I said something. I said, there was COVID. People were on lockdown.
Yeah.
And Nigerian youths were busy. Who kept them busy? Big Brother kept them busy. So that means that there was a reduction in mental sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Young people had something to shout about. They had something to do. So I said to that guy, I said that if our government begins to invest into things like Big Brother, that can engage them, entertainment that can engage young people, we will have less trouble, we have less thing. And then economically, we would increase. That's where some of the sponsors are smiling right now. They are smiling. Every sponsor of Big Brother Nigeria is smiling. They are doing well. If we have multiples of the likes of those such entertainments in Nigeria and across Africa, it is for benefit of Africans and Africa. It is a benefit for us. So I think that I don't know if that answers your question. Yeah. These are the ways that we can engage young people, and then it can become a big benefit for Africa.
Wow. It's been an amazing time talking to you, Yemi. I love the passion. I love your ideas. I love your resilience. Of course, it's typical of an African young man, and women, young men and women doing great things across Africa. Thank you so much once again for talking to me on Paris Pursuit today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so very much for having me.